Welcome to my live stream where I talk about whatever I want. My name is Chloe. This is the house of Chloe that I built in my parents' backyard. And I had some wine. That's why my teeth are like this. They look dark purple. I had wine. Wine is allowed, right? Okay, we're going to be reading the Bible. We're reading the Bible every day this year. And we are in 1 Samuel chapter 28 through 31. And that will be 1, 2, 3.5 pages. Let's begin chapter 28 of 1 Samuel. Now it happened in these days that the Philistines gathered their armies together for war to fight with Israel, and Achish said to David, "You assuredly know that you will go out with me to battle, you and your men." So David said to Achish, "Surely you know what your servant can do." And Achish said to David, "Therefore I will make you one of my chief guardians forever." Saul consults a medium. Oh no. Hi, Hong Kong. Now Samuel had died, and all Israel had lamented for him and buried him in Ramesh in his own city, and Saul had put the mediums and the spiritists out of the land. Then the Philistines gathered together and came and encamped at Shunem. So Saul gathered all Israel together, and they encamped at Gilboa. When Saul saw the army of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart trembled greatly. And when Saul inquired of the Lord did not answer him, neither by dreams or by Urims or by the prophets. Then Saul said to his servants, "Find me a woman who is a medium, that I may go to her and inquire of her." And his servants said to him, "In fact, there is a woman who is a medium at Endor." So Saul disguised himself and put on other clothes, and he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And he said, "Please conduct a sense for me, and bring up for me the one I shall name to you." Hi. Then the women said to him, "Look, you know what Saul has done, how he has cut off the mediums and the spiritists from the land. Why then do you lay a snare for my life to cause me to die?" And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, "As the Lord lives, no punishment shall come upon you for this thing." Then the woman said, "Whom shall I bring up for you?" And he said, "Bring up Samuel for me." When the woman saw Samuel, she cried out with a loud voice, and the woman spoke to Saul, saying, "Why have you deceived me? For you are Saul." And the king said to her, "Do not be afraid. When did you see?" And the woman said, "What did you see?" And the woman said to Saul, "I saw a spirit ascending out of the earth." So he said to her, "What is his form?" And she said, "An old man is coming up, and he is covered with a mantle." And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed down. Now Samuel said to Saul, "Why have you disturbed me by bringing me up?" And Saul answered, "I am deeply distressed, for the Philistines make." Can I see the word? Your little paw is in the way. I am deeply distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God has departed from me and does not answer me any more, neither by prophet nor by dreams. Therefore I have called you, that you may reveal to me what I should do. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Then Samuel said, "So why do you ask me, seeing the Lord has departed from you and has become your enemy, and the Lord has done for himself as he spoke by me? For the Lord has torn the kingdom out of your hand and given it to your neighbor David, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord, nor execute his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore, the Lord has done this thing to you this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with you into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow you and your sons will be with me. The Lord will also deliver the army of Israel into the hand of the Philistines." What are you doing? What are you doing, Calvin? I may have had 2 glasses, very small glasses of wine before this. What are you doing? This is not yours. Okay. Immediately Saul fell full length on the ground and was dreadfully afraid because of the words of Samuel, and there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no food all day or all night. And the woman came to Saul and saw that he was severely troubled, and said to him, "Look, your maidservant has obeyed your voice, and I have put my life in my hands and heeded the word which you spoke to me. Now therefore please heed also the voice of your maidservant, and let me set a piece of bread before you, and eat, that you may have strength when you go on your way." But he refused and said, "I will not eat." So his servants together with the woman urged him, and he heeded their voice. Then he arose from the ground and sat on the bed. Now the woman had a fatted calf in the house, and she hastened to kill it. And she took for flour and kneaded it, and baked unleavened bread from it. So she brought it before Saul and his servants, and they ate. Then they rose and went away that night. That's the end of chapter 28. Hi, sigh. Oh, hi. Hello, Chloe. You look seriously hot. Thank you. You are up late. Yes, I am. Praise the Lord. Orange cat is the best cat. Like 80% of orange cats are male. Thank you for the useless information, Miss Anne. Add useless? Oh, wow. Oh my, wow, you're gorgeous. Thank you. Both are true and important facts. Yes, it's true, but it wasn't important, mate. You need to set your priorities and figure what's important and what's not. You can't live like this. If you ever had an orange cat, you would understand. It is of utmost importance. Brother, I only have one snake. I don't deal with cats. They're homosexual. Bro. Snakes and cats can be friends. Hello, red or white wine? It was red, obviously. What is your height and weight? I am 5'10" and I am 200 pounds. Both snake and cat eat mice. These perfect lips could steal a man's soul in the best way possible. I've seen cats molesting snakes in real life. It wasn't fun to watch. Imagine if snake and cat joined forces. Unstoppable! The honk is listening, I admit, and that might be true. What you're reading. If I write a book, will you read from my chapters instead? Maybe. Darn tomcats. Garfield. Good morning. I hope you're doing good. Yes. Hi. Okay, chapter 29 of 1 Samuel. Get your bottom out of the frame, Mr. Boy. Mr. Boy. Okay, the Philistines reject David. Then the Philistines gathered together all their armies at Aphek, and the Israelites encamped by a fountain which is in Jezreel. And the lords of the Philistines passed in review by hundreds and by thousands, but David and his men passed in review at the rear with Achish. Then the princes of the Philistines said, "What are these Hebrews doing here?" And Achish said to the princes of the Philistines, "Is this not David, the servant of Saul, king of Israel, who has been with me these days or these years? And to this day I have found no fault in him, since he defected to me." But the princes of the Philistines were angry with him, so the princes of the Philistines said to him, "Make this fellow return, that he may go back to the place which you have appointed for him, and do not let him go down with us to battle, lest in the battle he become our adversary. For with what could he reconcile himself to his master, if not with the heads of these men? Is this not David, of whom they sang to one another in dances, saying, 'Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s. Then Achish called David and said to him, "Surely as the Lord lives, you have been upright, and you're going out and you're coming in with me in the army is good in my sight. For to this day I have not found evil in you since the day of your coming to me. Nevertheless, the Lords do not favor you. Therefore, return now and go in peace, that you may not displease the lords of the Philistines." So David said to Achish, "But what have I done? And to this day, what have you found in your servant as long as I have been with you, that I may not go and fight against the enemies of my lord the king?" Then Achish answered and said to David, "I know that you are as good in my sight as an angel of God. Nevertheless, the princes of the Philistines have said, 'He shall not go up with us to the battle, nor therefore rise early in the morning with your master's servants who have come with you, and as soon as you are up early in the morning and have light depart." So David and his men rose early to depart in the morning to return to the land of the Philistines, and the Philistines went up to Jezreel. Do you know Cupcake? No. Amazing voice, by the way. Thank you. Tell Calvin to catch mice. Good morning. I hope you're doing good. Did Kelvin sip on the wine? No. Do you going on here, gang? Bible verses and orange cat. Oh, excuse my profanity, lads. It's alright, she seems chill. Man, that's not even orange, it's like dark yellow. You, again, definitely orange. You're definitely colorblind. Hey, can you say haha? Yes, but so are 9% of mouths. But you say in Converse, did you eat tacos today? No, I didn't. Is that useless info also? Oops, I just flipped the switch. We're going back to 2024 Chloe stream videos. Sorry, it's done. Okay. David's conflict with Amalekites. Chapter 30, 1 Samuel. Now it happened when David and his men came to Ziklag on the third day that the Amalekites had invaded the south, and Ziklag attacked Ziklag and burned it with fire, and had taken captive the women and those who were there, from small to great, that they did not kill anyone, but carried them away and went their way. So David and his men came to the city, and there it was burned with fire, and their wives, their sons, and their daughters had been taken captive. Then David and the people who were with him lifted up their voices and wept until they had no more power to weep. And David's two wives, Ahinoam, the Jezreelitess, and Abigail, the widow of Nabal, the Carmelite, had been taken captive. Now David was greatly distressed, for the people spoke of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and his daughters. But David strengthened himself in the Lord his God. Then David said to Abiathar, the priest, Ahimelech's son, please bring the ephod here to me. And Abiathar brought the ephod to David. So David inquired of the Lord, saying, shall I pursue this troop? Shall I overtake them? And he answered him, pursue, for you shall surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. So David went, he and the 600 men who were with him, and came to the brook Besor, where those stayed who were left behind. But David pursued, he and 400 men, for 200 stayed behind, who were so weary that they could not cross the brook Besor. Then they found an Egyptian in the field and brought him to David, and they gave him bread, and he ate, and they let him drink water, and they gave him a cake of figs and 2 clusters of raisins. So when he had eaten, his strength came back to him, for he had eaten no bread nor drunk water for 3 days and 3 nights. Then David said to him, to whom do you belong, and where are you from? And he said, I am a young man from Egypt, servant of an Amalekite, and my master left me behind because 3 days ago I fell sick. We made an invasion of the southern area of the Cherethites in the territory which belongs to Judah, and of the southern area of Caleb. And we burned Ziklag with fire. And David said to him, can you take me down to this troop? So he said, "Swear to me by God that you will neither kill me nor deliver me into the hands of my master, and I will take you down to this trope." And when he had brought him down there, they were spread out over all the land, eating and drinking and dancing because of all the great spoil which they had taken from the land of the Philistines and from the land of Judah. Then David attacked them from twilight until the evening of the next day. Not a man of them escaped except 400 young men who rode on camels and fled. So David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away, and David rescued his 2 wives, and nothing of theirs was lacking, neither small or great, sons or daughters, spoil, or anything which they had taken from them. David recovered all. Then David took all the flocks of and herds that they had driven before those other livestock, and said, "This is David's spoil." Now David came to the 200 men who had been so weary that they could not follow David, whom they also had made to stay at the brook Besor. So they went out to meet David and to meet the people who were with him. And when David came near the people, he greeted them. Then all the wicked and worthless men of these who went with David answered and said, "Because they did not go with us, we will not give them any of the spoil that we have recovered, except for every man's wife and children, that they may lead them away and depart." But David said, "My brethren, you shall not do so with what the Lord has given us, who has preserved us and delivered into our hand the troop that came against us. For who will heed you in this matter? But as his part is who goes down to the battle, so shall his part be who stays by the supplies. They shall share alike." So it was from that day forward he made it a statute and an ordinance for Israel to this day. Now when David came to Ziklag, he sent some of the spoil to the elders of Judah, to his friends, saying, "Here is a present for you from the spoil of the enemies of the Lord, to those who were in Bethel, those who were in Ramoth of the south, those who were in Jeter, those who were in Oror, those who were in Sipmoth, those who were in Eshtemoa, those who were in Rachel, those who were in the cities of the Jerahmeelites, those who were in the cities of the Canaanites, these were who were in Hormah, those who were in Korashan, those who were in Athach, those who were in Hebron, and to all the places where David himself and his men were accustomed to rove. Chapter 31, 1 Samuel. What are you guys saying in the comments? Sorry it's done. No, but it's sexist info. Pretty lady, hello? When does he kill the Goliath? Are we close to that part? We just passed that part. Are you a magnet? How you attract me? off by 1% first, but I certainly know an orange cat from a dark yellow one for sure. I don't think we should try to decide scripture. I love this orange cat. I can't pull one when she's reading the holy book. I have to wait. Chloe is monotone AF, but it's still nice to listen to. Her Highness Princess, my Lord Princess. Who is that in your PFP, Mr. Ad? Is it Patrick Swayze in Napoleon outfit? Maybe tomorrow we read the Bible backwards. Good idea? No. Top of the morning to you, my California gal, Chloe from the Emerald Isle. Thank you. I wonder why we watch this when we don't understand the names. Once upon a time. Hi. Hi. Okay, last chapter of Samuel. 1 Samuel. The tragic end of Saul and his sons. Now the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled from before the Philistines and fell slain on Mount Gilboa. Then the Philistines followed hard after Saul and his sons, and the Philistines killed Jonathan, Abinadab, and Malchishua, Saul's sons. The battle became fierce against Saul. The archers hit him, and he was severely wounded by the archers. Then Saul said to his armor bearer, "Draw your sword and thrust me through with it, lest these uncircumcised men come and thrust me through and abuse me." But his armor bearer would not, for he was greatly afraid. Therefore Saul took a sword and fell on it. And when his armor bearer saw that Saul was dead, he also fell on his sword and died with him. So Saul, his 3 sons, his armor bearer, and all his men died together that same day. And when the men of Israel who were on the other side of the valley and those who were on the other side of the Jordan saw that the men of Israel had fled and that Saul and his sons were dead, they forsook the cities and fled, and the Philistines came and drew in them. So it happened the next day when the Philistines came to strip the slain that they found Saul and his 3 sons fallen on Mount Gilboa, and they cut off his head and stripped off his armor and sent word throughout the land of the Philistines to proclaim it in the temple of their idols and among the people. Then they put his armor in the temple of the Ashtoreths, and they fastened his body to the wall of Beth Shan. Now when the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead heard what the Philistines had done to Saul, all the valiant men arose and traveled all night and took the body of Saul and the bodies of his sons from the wall of Beth Shan, and they came to Jabesh and burned them there. Then they took their bones and buried them under the tamarisk tree of Jabesh and fasted 7 days. And that is the end of 1 Samuel. We should cross it out. Okay. Tomorrow is 2 Samuel. 1 through 3. Okay, we can chit chat. You know what happened today is the the second person. First, it was the Chop It Short Instagram person asked me if I was neurodivergent. And then tonight at the place where I drank wine, the guy asked me if I was neurodivergent. And I'm just like, what is going on? No one's ever asked me that. But now that I have short hair and I'm not masking, they've noticed. What did we learn today? Chat time. How was your day? My day was good. I'm literally going to heaven because of the chat. I mean, I don't do anything else, so. Hi, once upon a time. What is neurodivergent? Neurodivergent is anything other than normal. Like, it can be autistic, ADHD, it could be OCD, it could be mental illness, I guess. I think, I'm not sure. But neurodivergent is just like anything swaying away from typical mind. And I was asked the same question twice in the last week. And I'm like, do I want to be outwardly neurodivergent or do I want to mask it? I'm not sure. We don't know. We don't know yet. What did we learn today? We learned about Saul and the Philistines, and it was a lot of back and forth and battles and all this stuff. So I just looked it up. I might be that. Oh no. So you got asked twice today. No, twice this last week. So first was the guy that did my hair chopping edit for my Instagram and his Instagram. And then tonight it was a guy at the place I got the wine from. So I might be actually neurodivergent. You never know. I mean, I was diagnosed by a psychologist, but also I guess I'm starting to act like it too. It was a bar. I went to a bar tonight. Okay, I went to a bar. Just grow your hair and nobody will ask that. I wonder why they asked that. Because I was nervous talking to them. Is the wine place a man's strip club? No, it was just a regular bar. It was not a strip club. She's an adult. She can drink where she wants. Yeah, but it wasn't a strip club. It was just a regular bar. I started talking to these people. I told them you can't sit on the tables because we were both sitting on the tables. And then I was like, okay, let's talk to these people. And then one of them asked, are you neurodivergent? Because he was neurodivergent, but he takes medication. I drink coffee, yes. I like coffee a lot. I drink coffee every day. Every day, every day, every day. Will you take medication too? I'm taking the one that's okay to drink with. I mean, I sobered up. I drank water and I only had 2 small glasses. So once I was able to drive after an hour, then I I mean, I drank water and then I waited an hour and then I left, went home. How tall am I? I'm 5'10". Me, I'm just a regular nut. Her Highness Princess, my Lord Princess, we are all your slaves. No. I was at Chloe's Super Bowl party. Sorry to brag, everyone. Yes, you were at my Super Bowl party. Sup, pretty human? Hey, what's up? Yeah, I think I need to grow out my hair. This is a interesting hairstyle. What will happen tomorrow? We have no idea. But today I went Uber driving and to a bar and then to read the Bible, stream. The hair is perfect. Thank you. If they offend ya, what will happen tomorrow? Wait, you're very pretty. Ignore them, guys. I'd thumb every one of them for you. Gorgeous. Thank you. If they offend me, thank you. I meant, what would you do tomorrow? What will I do tomorrow? We're going on a day-by-day basis here. We don't know what happens tomorrow. Leave her alone. We don't know. We go by day. Every day there's something new. But it's okay because that's how we like it. When you walk in the bar, is it like slow motion for everyone else because you're the star of the place? I'm sure it is. Tomorrow Hong Kong is here is all we know right now. Yay! Well, I like to treat you. So how's life going on? It's good. It's not bad. I'm chilling. I'm a cowboy from Nova Scotia. My lord princess, my lord, I will clean your boots with my tongue. You know why? No, I don't know why. Alright, I think I need to go. I need to go. And how is phlebotomist studying coming along? I took my license test and I passed with a 78. 70 is passing, so that's good, but not good in my mind because I thought I got all the questions right. But anyways, and they won't show me which ones I got wrong, so that's helpful. But it's good. I passed and I got my license renewed. Oh, because you are from royal family and I'm slave. Night, hun. Good night. Have a great night, Chloe. Good night. What else you do besides being awesome? I Uber drive. I'm a phlebotomist. I build a house. I go to church. I have a YouTube channel. That's all. Alright, talk to you all in the next video. Bye.